to. And we're live Sunday night here in the Den of Tools. How's everyone doing tonight?
Hey, it looks like a lot of people are bringing us presents.
What?
They're like, we're present. Like,
Oh,
that's excellent.
Sweet. Jason Blair, Barbecue 76, Backwoods Mechanic. Mr. David Ferris, Frank Landgraf, Daughter Rye, Mike Schmidt. Who else we got here? What? Hold on. I got something running in the background. Need to kill that. And who else we got here? Whoops. I can figure this out. D-Diz is in the house. DR Falcon, Gene Kelly, Steven. Let's see, had a Robert Adams yet? No. Robert Adams. Ethan, Asylum, Yoni. How's everyone doing? Barbecue 76 says, I was busy yesterday, but went back and saw most of the stream. It took at least minimum of several sips for the shot. I don't think shot has the same meaning to me as it does for the missus.
Yeah, it normally does, but that was disgusting.
They were really bad stuff.
Really bad. Really bad.
Oh, and my allergies are kicking it. The storm last night just kicked up all sorts of pollen. Everyone hears all sniffles and stuff. It's terrible.
I got all confused. There's somebody named Jesse Buck that says hello from Maine, and I'm like, why am I saying hello from Maine? I was like, wait.
You went to Maine without me again?
That's right. I'm having lobster rolls, actually. They're delicious.
Oh, lobster rolls. Brad Barr, Chucky Gillis in the house. Alan Brown, Asylum says hello. Happy 5th of July. Happy Apahelian Day.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm dog sitting for a friend. Hope all's well. It is. Blind Tool Man, Jesse Buck, DR Falcon. Ethan Hamstead. Who else? Tony says hello from Roswell, New Mexico. Yes, Jess still has her holiday garb on. And just to let everyone know, tonight, we're only going until... what's right here? Only till 7:30. I'm really sorry. So basically, an hour and a half tonight. We've got to go and pick up someone from the airport. So, unfortunately, we have to cut it short.
Yep.
Trolling for dollars. I got a cough drop in my mouth. Hard to talk. Trolling for dollars says, howdy from Phoenix.
Ooh, Blind Toolman just finished making smoked apple bacon ribs. Oh my, sounds delicious. Didiz says, how's Mrs. DeBear feeling? The allergies are terrible. And I am on the verge of losing my voice. So I'm going to sound more and more like a frog. For at least the next hour and a half. And Eleanor just says,
I like it. The more you sound like Kim Carnes, the better.
Yes, we're going to have Betty Davis eyes over here in a hot second.
Ooh. Let's see here. C. Adams says, hey, Jeff and Jesse, how's our favorite tool bear? I'm doing really good.
A tool bear red.
Oh, Red.
You have to read
how's
the whole
he
thing.
doing? How's Red doing? Oh, Red, I think he's sleeping one off. He doesn't like the fireworks and stuff like that, so he headed up into the hills for the weekend, hang out with some of his buddies, eat some tourists, that kind of stuff.
Yep. The ones that aren't being gored by bison or elk. They've got the racket for the tourists right now, so the bears don't eat as many.
Frank says, did you pick up some good stuff today? No. It's Sunday, and I live in a blue state.
Yeah.
Blue by blue laws. Blue law states. So, state liquor stores closed on Sunday, closed on holidays. Closed anytime you really want one.
DR Falcon's wife just got done making a huge apple pie. I would love a picture.
I'd like a slice.
I know. And sorry, I feel still kind of cuckoos. Trolling for $1 says, howdy from Phoenix. You just read C. Adams. Daughter of Ra was asking how I'm feeling. I'm feeling okay. I feel like when I get really, really, really bad allergies, it's like it takes a day or two for me to be like, oh, right, there's like medication you can take that'll make you feel better. And then I take it and I'm like, why didn't I do this before?
Yeah. We're both really bad about that.
Yeah. And I think it has to do with having allergies and not really thinking clearly. So, yeah, I'm doing okay.
She did pick up some Sudafed. Did you get the Sudafed with the good stuff in it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I didn't even look. I just took it.
That's right. You just keep taking those
That's
pills
the
I
way
give
I
you.
am.
That's right, honey. Just take another one. Matthew Bean says, howdy, y'all. Barbecue 76 says, Mrs. Bear, I know I shouldn't have done that to you. No, it was totally legit. It was just awful. It was just awful. It's all right. One day we'll hang out and I'll make you drink something equally as awful. And then we'll be even.
Asylum says, aphelion, the point in the orbit of the planet, asteroid, or comet at which is furthest from the sun. Sorry. I know the word. I don't know how to pronounce it. I've played Kerbal Space Program enough. I learned all those fun words, just not how to pronounce them. And Frank says, hear that they're going after AA for filling all the seats. Oh, did they really? American Airlines, I'm guessing he's talking about there.
Oh, I was thinking of AA meetings, and I'm like, well, you could socially distance and not have to sit right next to somebody. Sorry. That's where my mind went.
It was funny, actually. Around town, there were a ton of people in town, and almost every business was closed.
Yeah, even though it's not state mandated, a lot of businesses have chosen to close for the holiday weekend because we have had a few more cases in the last week or so. And when I say a few more, I mean like 2, like not that many. And I get it from a business standpoint, especially if your business is tourism. It sucks because you're losing out on the money. But if you are a business and one of your employees gets sick, then that's everybody out for quite some time. So, they're making their own business decisions, and I get it. But it does make it really unique to try and go like to dinner or to get food. There's actually a Chinese restaurant in town that I like that I know that you do not care for, but I was
Nobody
thinking,
cares for it. They eat there because they have to. It's like mandated by law.
No. Anyways, I was just thinking though that I might not really take myself to lunch, but get takeout from there sometime soon. I've just been thinking about all the local businesses. You stinker.
What?
That you're going to share the amazing photo.
Why am I bad for sharing it?
Because you're stealing my thunder.
It's not your thunder. It's Duncan's.
It's going to be my thunder to share.
Aww.
It is pretty epic, though. You guys are like, what are you guys talking about?
Duncan took the most epic photo last night of the fireworks last night, along with the moonrise over Mount Livingston. It looks like a painting. It's phenomenal.
And it makes me think I really think we should write a book that somehow the story
is based around the picture. Because it is awesome. And he took it with his cell phone.
Yep.
In portrait mode.
Love you guys too.
Jeff is always trying to remind us to take images or take pictures in landscape. Trolling for Dollars says, don't drink hand sanitizer. You should do a review. Hiram Bifton says,
wait for that.
You should do a review of the Walmart Heart marketed multi-tools. They might not be super high quality, but they are extremely cost effective and versatile. Thank you for the recommendation.
I've got a video coming up of the Heart rotary tool and the Heart jigsaw.
So thank you for the suggestion. I was going to write it down. Addie Boggs says, hey, everyone, for all, hopefully you might know this. Does anyone know how to figure out the amp hours on a 12-volt car battery? Everstart VP78. What does VP stand for? 78. Group size 78, 600 CCA, 750 cranking amps.
Oh, I'd have to look that up and do the math. I'm sorry. I'm not in a state to do that. I'll cover myself up rather than the attractive one here.
Oh.
So that's the picture that Duncan... We'll get back to your question here in just a second. That's the picture Duncan took last night from our back porch, looking out. And if you see the hill in the background, the mountain that has the halo, that's not a sunrise. That is a full moon about to crest over the mountain. And then that's one of the fireworks. And that's not even like the main fireworks from the city. That's like the neighbors setting off a firework. And he caught that photo, and it is just It's very Norman Rockwell-esque. It is just insane. I can't believe how beautiful that picture is.
Yeah. So my plan is that I'm going to get a copy of it, make a physical picture, and take it over to our neighbors.
I want a poster of it. Put it up on the wall.
Yeah. It's very cool.
Have someone printed on canvas and be like, that's not a painting, that's a picture. God.
No, we could do that.
We could do that, baby. So anyways.
The question, sorry, so the amp hour is based on what's considered the typical draw for the battery, and there's a lot of arguments about how you measure amp hours.
Daughter Frost says, Duncan, you did amazing.
Thank you.
So I'm trying
He
to find
says
the comment.
thank you.
Where's the comment?
You have to scroll up.
Oh.
Yeah. Right after Hiram biffed him, it's Addie Boggs.
Oh. Amp hour 12 volt carb ampering. Oh.
Barbecue 76 says, I heard shots of nail polish remover do wonder for allergies.
No. I don't know how to do that off the top of my head. I'd have to sit down and do math.
I think and a few other people have responded. Looks like Sandlock Squints. Oh, wait, maybe that's a different thing. But Insulin was responding. I think a number of other people have responded. So.
Are they talking about the amp hour for the vehicle itself? I thought he was talking about using it for another application.
What the amp hours are on a 12-volt car
Because,
battery.
I mean, for the battery itself, it should state it right on the battery.
Yeah. I would think that there would be something that's, states it on the...
Anyway, Mohawk says, be good, family show and all. Thank you.
Thank you.
And let's just say Red went hunting, like snacking. Barbecue 76 says, I heard shots of nail polish remover do wonders for allergies. Well, weren't feeling any last night. Not after that. And Ethan says, any new tools? Always getting new tools. I've got some new heart reviews to do. I've got some reviews on some proto hand tools, old stuff. I got some old stuff from Hilti, from Makita. We got some new stuff from Ingersoll Rand. Who else we got? I'm sure there's somebody I'm leaving out. So we got a whole bunch of hands-on stuff coming up. Oh, and we got a whole... I can't talk about the other one.
Trolling for Dollars says, kudos to Duncan.
Asylum says, I love the headgear the missus is wearing today. Javier says, going to look at a Plymouth Duster tomorrow. They want $3,000 for it with some surface rust. Sounds too good to be true. You know, the Plymouth Duster, it's not as desirable as, was it the Challenger? I think that's the one that it's based off of, the Plymouth version of it. So you can quite often pick those up for a lot less expensive than some of the others. But yeah, there's some Dusters around town I've seen look at. I'm like, I wouldn't mind grabbing one of those.
Hey, Addie, Insulin says, get me the part number for the battery and the manufacturer, and I can try to look it up. So there you go.
Michael says, hey again, it's like deja vu all over again. And he's asked if we saw the photo. We did see the photos.
Yes.
So I haven't got a chance to respond. In fact, I was sharing them with some friends. I liked it looked like one of the Oshkosh cab forward style, what do they call the trucks there that had the camel toe on it. That was interesting. It was a tow truck for camels, apparently. And they closed the beaches in Galveston and the seawall. What?
Yeah. Hey, Ben says, hello from Wichita, Kansas. Love the show.
Ooh, Wichita.
Hey, Blind Toolman says he sent me some cool food pictures. Thank you.
Are there any other kind?
Sometimes people take pictures of cars.
I mean, other kind of food pictures. Aren't all food pictures cool?
Yes, for the most part.
Oh, look at that. There they are.
I haven't seen them yet. Oh, that looks
Ribs.
delicious.
Pit boss. Got some rubbed ribs, and that looks tasty.
Yep.
Although we just had dinner, so we had bacon and pasta.
Jeff said, survived the neighbor's fireworks last night. Ordered 2 of your bear masks. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Super cool. I'm actually super excited about that. Javier is talking in Slim. Ethan says, any new tools?
Yeah, we went through that.
Oh.
And
Where are we then? I said, where are we?
you're all cut up, it looks like. I know, you don't know what to do when you're all cut up,
I
right?
don't. Antonio says, how's your afternoon going, Jeff and Jesse?
We've been cleaning the house, and then we ran some errands. When I was in Billings the other day, I picked up some coffee for some friends of ours. We dropped that off today. Went to the store, and I think that's about it. I slept in pretty late today, to be honest.
Oh my!
I don't normally sleep in, but I slept in pretty late. What?
When you don't normally sleep in, but when you do, you really sleep in. Daughter of Ross said we had fireworks going off until 3 a.m. last night. Oh
really?
My gosh.
We had them going off this morning when I first woke up.
Yep.
We had lots of neighborhood fireworks going off, and then then they did the city fireworks at 7 or 10:30, and then after that, they pretty much calmed down.
Yeah. Christopher Smart says, question, wanting a hammer drill driver. So is the question, do we want a hammer drill driver? Or
is he questioning whether he should want one? You should definitely want one. Excuse me.
Oh. You read yours.
Do we read Ricky Perkins? Happy 4th. Thanks for the hard work for everyone.
No.
Thanks for the hard work that you put into making other people's lives easier. Sorry, we're bouncing back and forth here. I was bringing up our other feed. So hopefully we didn't miss anybody. Antonio says, hey to Jeff and Jesse. Michael says there are smaller systems for making direct amp hour readings. Just made one for my ham radio batteries, not too different from power tool batteries. Gary says, good evening, heading on in along with everyone else that was up north this weekend. Misfit says he used to own a 74 Dodge Challenger. Missed that car. I bet.
74 Dodge Challenger?
Mohawk says, unless the food's hot, then there are hot food pictures, right? Very nice. Very nice. Antonio says, chomp and chew on the like button, everyone. Animal instincts behavior is allowed on the like button. Yeah, go full grizzly on it. Antonio says, you both been busy today. We have been. Also, Antonio, I hope you got my email reply to your questions about links and stuff like that in Bitly. Michael says, I had to explain to our translator what that meant. Let's say it has nothing to do with picking up destroyed dromedary. The guy laughed so hard he nearly snapped in half. War is not all pain and death and misery. Some parts are genuinely funny. Well, if you don't laugh, you'll cry, right? Frank says, I'm not going anywhere that makes me wear a mask except medical facilities. I try not to. Chad says, happy 4th from the tri-state area and North Dakota, South Dakota, and Minnesota. You know, I'm trying to think of, I've never been to that part of the country. I've been to all 3 of those states, but never right there. I'm sure we have family there. You have family there.
She has family everywhere.
I'm going to save the super chats for when the missus get back, because she gets all feisty when I don't save them for her. Antonio says, town canceled fireworks here, and everyone in my neighborhood was shooting them off illegally till 4:30 a.m. They're not allowed in town limits, and cops never do their job here. It's like that around here. And yeah, they canceled the parade, so people did their own parade going through town. Can I help you?
I just have to say turtles into
Why don't you go brush your hair, little girl?
Because I'm cray-cray.
You look like a wild weasel.
But I'm supposed to.
Okay, well, wild weasel with the hairbrush. Yeah.
Wild weasel.
Our dog is like seriously not at all disturbed by the fact that she might get run over by a chair.
No.
She's like, I'm just close to you, and that's okay.
She's like, just as long as I'm in the middle of everything. Don't be too far away. Barbecue 76 is up first there.
Thank you. With the $5.76 cent super chat. Says, was thinking about your comment. We will get together and you will force me to drink something. So now I'm wondering, is that a promise or a threat? It's both.
Why can't it be both?
So thank you so much for the super chat. And you should be scared and excited all at the same time. That's right.
You're going to do a bell for him.
Don't do a bell for you. Sorry, I'm tired. Shaka with the $2 super chat. Ryobi is garbage. Not an opinion. Fact. I do get to do a bell for that one. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much, Shaka. Bing, bada, ding, bing, bing, bing. Thank you so much. Oh, my goodness.
You should change your username to Chaka Speaks.
The truth.
And Antonio says, got the email, Jeff. Appreciate it. No worries. If you ever had any questions, or if any of you are creators and you have questions and stuff, if I can help you, I am more than willing to lend a paw, if you will. Robert says, so, since we have to wear masks here to go anywhere, can I wear my dark helmet and stick my tongue out at everyone?
Yes.
Yeah, of course. Why not? And Matt says, suggestions on metal sawhorses. Do I need adjustable? I think I want ones with the 2x4 inserts. You definitely want ones with the 2x4 inserts. And I would highly recommend adjustable if you have to go that route anyway. But yeah, you want some sacrificial material in there. Elle would like to comment that turtles are important to everyone.
Yep.
I don't know. It's her thing lately. And as far as suggestions, Cobalt has some decent ones at a fair price. And sometimes you can catch them on closeout too. Gary says, North Dakota, South Dakota, and Minnesota is a great place to be in winter. Going to be hot there this week. Oh, that doesn't seem like a great place to be in winter. It seems like a flipping cold place to be in winter.
Well, maybe they like that. Maybe that's on their list of what they want for the winter.
Christopher says, Bauer, worth it in hammer drill driver. It depends. If you're just doing DIY kind of stuff, it's decent. It's a decent little hammer drill. If you are using it professionally, I'd probably upgrade to something more robust. But I have a large selection of the Bauer stuff, and I have yet to be disappointed by any of it. I've been wowed by some of it, and some of it was in the outdoor power equipment is adequate. Nothing to write home about, but it gets the job done. But it does do what it's supposed to do, and especially great for around the house kind of stuff.
Tech Gorilla's here. Says, greetings and salutations, Ursa crew.
And Asylum says, you mentioned Wild Weasel. I knew if I said Wild Weasel, someone would bring up the military connotation there. In Vietnam, Wild Weasel was a type of mission for the F-4 Phantom, a.k.a. proof that with a big enough engine, even a brick can fly. Mm-hmm. And the F-4 would go and take out anti-air missile sites. That's correct, sir. Fred Hill says, I'm late, but I'm here for the bear. Okay, on the chalkboard, I need to write 500 times, I will not be late.
And what kind of beer? He says, I'm late, but I'm here for the beer.
The beer? Where's the beer?
What
I'm
kind
not
of
really
beer?
a beer kind of person.
No, but,
And actually, if you have sniffles and allergies and stuff like this, you should avoid drinking beer, because beer is a histamine. You know what an antihistamine is. That's the thing you take to dry yourself out. Mm-hmm. So it's a histamine that actually will make you more congested.
Sounds terrible.
When you've been brewing stuff for as long as I have, you learn these little tricks and stuff. Herbalaire says, anyone else get an Atlas 80-volt mower? I'm very pleased with how well it works so far. I've heard from about 5 people so far, and I've not heard one negative thing about the Atlas mower. Everyone loves it so far. Javier says, last night, one guy drank so much Mountain Dew, he grew a mullet. That sounds like a touch of a tall tale, but we'll go with it. And Wohawk says, want to know how hot it is in Iowa? It's so hot, I saw one of those monks in the orange robe burst into flames. Oh, that was terrible.
Tech Gorilla, I read that one.
Another Vietnam era joke.
Las Vegas Unfiltered.
Las Vegas Unfiltered in the house. I still got to get him that OBD2 reader. I still need to do a review of it.
I need to add that to the list.
Yep. So I actually tried to do a review of it, and I went out to the Jeep, and we've got a hornet's nest in the Jeep. So the Jeep is
It's,
off limits currently. It's in
yeah.
quarantine until we get some. Somebody went to the store today. Was supposed to get some hornet spray. How'd that turn out? You looking for the dog? Was the dog's job?
I don't know who you're talking to.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the Hornets are currently winning, but
They've taken a beachhead.
we're going to be
Taking it back.
taking it all back.
Flipping Montana murder hornets.
Yeah. I could not believe that when you told me that. I
Tech
was like,
Gorilla in the house. We were just talking about you last night, wondering where we haven't been. He says, greetings and salutations, our secure crew. You know what?
I literally just read that like 5 minutes ago. Everyone else who was paying attention, they heard me.
Did you say hi with the bear? Hi. He made this for us.
I know. I'm just.
No. He didn't do it right. Clearly, get your paws off my bear.
You almost made me drop my bear.
Don't touch my bear. Not in front of the children. Ethan says, working with my dad, making $12.50 an hour, and I want to get some tools. What do you recommend for hand tools?
What kind of work are you doing? I mean, I'm assuming you're talking about tools that you're going to continue working with your dad.
First thing I recommend is if you're doing like carpentry, that kind of thing, I would get a good tool belt. That's something that's going to last you a good long time. And then after that's a good hammer. I'm a big fan of the Estwing. Those were my first two purchases when I got into tools. And then my first power tool purchase was a corded Milwaukee Sawzall. Now, the reason I got the corded one was because it was 1989 and they didn't have a cordless one. All right. Hard to talk with a cough drop. Christopher Smart says, perfect, thank you. And Tech Girl says, I don't have a weasel, but just got a chinchilla.
Hey, so what do you think about that?
Ooh,
I
are you
am
gonna
curious.
make a coat?
No, snuggle it. Not make any coats out of it.
Misfit says, thoughts on the rigid R4518 10-inch job site table saw. Hold on. Is that the really tiny one or like the medium-sized saw? I gotta look it up. I don't remember the part numbers. Sorry. Not that kind of. So this is the compact one we showed in the ad or the deals of the week last week. And it's a great saw. Here's the thing I will say about it is if you can upgrade that stand, do. I'm not a fan of those little spider leg scissor stands. They're not the most stable thing. They're the least stable thing other than putting it on like a yoga ball. And so I would try and find a better stand for it than that. But at that price, that's a great price on that saw. But again, as I always say with table saws, get the biggest table saw you have the room for. Compact job site saws are for people who need extreme portability or extreme compactness. Steven says, okay, teacher bear.
L, shut the door.
Silence says, of course, I'd bring up the military. I was in the Air Force for 9 years.
That's right.
And PT says, need Mrs. DeBear's email for a great turtle picture. It is, I'll put it down here. It is Mrs. DeBear at denoftools.com. And
I cannot tell you how many times I have misspelled my own email address. It's kind of sad.
or forgotten it.
Or forgotten it.
Warhawk says, what's a chalkboard? Showing your age. Yeah, I know. Sorry, a smart board.
Homily 665. I have not seen you in a while, but I have been wondering about you and your wife. It says, thanks for the support and ideas over the last few months. The wife and I just moved into our first home as homeowners.
Woo!
Yay!
That is
I'm gonna
awesome.
ring
Congratulations.
the bell extra because that's super exciting.
That is
3,
super exciting.
2, 1. Bing, 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 bing. That is super exciting. So congratulations. And I'm super glad that you are still following us and listening and getting great ideas. I would love to see what some of your first projects are if you want to share. And I won't post them or anything unless you want us to. But I just know that is one of the things that is super fun and daunting at the same time, is when you get your first home and you're like, even if it's brand new, well, I don't know, I never had a brand new home, but I would assume even if it's brand new, you still think of like, oh, where I want to like, you know, put blah, blah, blah shelves or something. But yes, the first few projects are always exciting.
Hold on just a second. Hey, guys.
Yeah.
Can you guys run outside and check and make sure there's nothing out there that can't get rained on?
Yep.
Thank you. Check the back deck also.
Okay.
Sorry, I just got a notification that it's going to rain in 15, 20 minutes, so. Which means it will either start raining now. We already had hail again today.
Twice.
Twice today? Twice today. Of course, we were slated for no rain yesterday. We had severe thunderstorms.
Yeah.
And Matt says, also took my Rebby bits back and bought the Makita XPS bits based on suggestions from the Facebook group. They're fantastic stuff. Owens Jeep Stuff says it was 106 degrees here yesterday. Yikes. It was warm here. It was in the low 90s, and it would rain on and off. And it was just so muggy and oppressive. Not typical Montana weather. Barbecue 76 says, my sources have informed me at 50 likes you will do the sprinkler. Don't make me hurt them. It's getting hard to do this info after what happened to my last source did me wrong. The
Nice.
sprinkler.
Nice.
What would make you think I know how to do that?
Because your dad.
Michael, my daughter said, because you're a dad. Michael says, going to send you a link to some photography of my little load tester. Keep in mind that it has a 35 watt limit. Ben says, are they murder hornets? No, they're just annoying hornets.
Yep.
Very stingy. Ask Duncan. Antonio says, it's getting so hot here in Arizona, I'm melting in the house with the AC on. I can remember accidentally sitting down on a leather couch that a skylight had been baking and frying the backside of my legs.
Oh, that's something you never forget.
Mohawk says, toss a bug bomb in the Jeep. Well, the thing is, they're not actually in the Jeep. They've gotten in the space between the front door and back door on the outside in the gap.
You guys were just asked to do something.
Mohawk says, family show. What'd I do? What was it, the bear comment?
Bear comment. I'm telling you, I can't take him anywhere.
Trolling for Dollars wants to know what Elle is drawing. She will show us when she's
What
ready.
are you drawing?
I'm just drawing a person.
Like a person. You guys need to check the back too.
Tech Gorilla says chinchillas are hypoallergenic, smart as a whip, and totally clean. That's
I
true.
did
I've
know
seen
that
about
about
them.
chinchillas being hypoallergenic. I just forgot.
Elle would like to point out that they are adorable.
And that we need one.
And any updates on when Icon will re-release the 3/8 flex head? I have talked to them, and the last I heard was they're still working on it. They want to make sure that it is completely tested and bug-free. They're not going to risk releasing an update to it and having it have some other issue. Misfits has agreed, but one of the job site stand was $570. I totally get it. All I'm saying is I would keep an eye out for a closeout or a sale on a job site stand. Bridget has some great job site stands.
Here, I'm done.
And
I don't know where to put it.
well, just hold it up so people can see it. That's a lot like the picture you did last night. Very cute.
Because I always draw the same thing.
No, you don't. Don't even pretend like you always draw the same thing.
I always draw like the same characters.
No, she doesn't. No, she doesn't. Fred says George is closed, but it's in the boneyard for civilian aircraft, 747 and 737. They just apparently 747 is getting phased out. That's at end of life. Misfit says appreciate the feedback. It's sitting on my garage floor to be set up. And you're welcome, by the way. Mohawk says, Elle, shut the door. Were you born in a barn? Eleanor.
I didn't do that though.
Uh-huh. Antonio says, I misspelled your email the other day, Jesse, and got a can't send email afterwards. And Ethan says, wants to get tools for working on cars. For working on cars,
Our children are super loud, like, water. I should be concerned. He just gave me something and said, it's freshly poured.
freshly poured what?
Is that thunder? Coke. No, that's a motorcycle. Not Coke.
No. If I die later, it was the little one.
For hand tools, I mean, the Harbor Freight basic hand tools are great starter stuff. Tecton makes some fabulous stuff, but it's a bit pricey for somebody just getting started. I could totally understand. And it all depends on what your budget is, how much you want to spend. The Cobalt has some decent stuff. Husky's got some pretty good stuff as well. As far as entry level kind of stuff, and they'll come with lifetime warranties. And as far as power tools, that's a whole nother long discussion. Well, Hawk says, "Shut up, Moto."
So true. So true.
Barbecue 76 says it was like 45 likes when I sent the last message. Now it's 50. The sprinkler, really?
He's trying to make it happen.
I don't know if I can do it. It's like
Yep.
I.
You got it.
I've never really done that. I've seen it. I know what it is, but.
You got it.
I can't even do it. I don't even know what it is.
And Humley says, been in the process of getting things ready to move in. Still needs to do some small stuff. I know, getting a home up and running, especially when you're buying one new, it's a big deal. Michael says, how smart is your local PETA crew? See if they want to send the new kid to your home to rehome your Hornets.
Wow. Wow.
How if I put them in a box and just send it to them?
I just had a thought about
Find someone you really hate, get the hive, put it in the box, and send it to them.
your daughter just said that.
Robert says, everything can get rained on. You must specify if there's anything outside that shouldn't be rained on.
Thank you, Robert.
That's probably true. And Silence says, I like Masterforce tools better than Husky, but Husky warranty is far better than Masterforce. And for about 2/3 of the country, Masterforce is difficult to get their paws on. They're only sold at Menards. So if there's not a Menards near you, good luck.
Fred Hill says, we've only owned 2 homes and both were new. Homes, like boats, are money pits. So true. So true.
Try having an old house.
What are you trying to say?
I'm starting my therapy next week for the...
I just think we need to keep finding things underneath the house and selling them on eBay.
No.
And perhaps
Except
we can...
you keep trying to keep everything.
What are you talking about?
Uh-huh.
Lies. He's, you know,
He vanished
a little touched.
Yeah. Frank says, I cut the grass today. Bring my per use cost of my tractor down to $750. Woohoo!
Whoa.
Keep knocking that down. Antonio says, just picked up the DeWalt FlexVolt 120 volt miter saw kit with 2 batteries, the AC/DC adapter, dual charger, and the heavy duty rolling miter saw stand for $600 from Home Depot online sale. That sounds like a hell of a deal. Those batteries alone, man. Not to mention the rolling miter saw stand and the saw itself. Let's see here. Antonio says the red, white, and blue Home Depot sale. Oh yeah, today's the last day, I believe, for the. I saw the email on that. Last day for the red, white, and blue sale. $24 says very nice. L. Did you hear that, L? And here's how ingrained tools and carpentry I am. I said very nice L. I see the L. I'm like, does he mean Carpenter Square? Have they seen my Carpenter Square? Where is my Carpenter Square? Never mind.
I know where one is.
Moving on. Of course you do, because you probably put it away someplace new. She loves to play that game. I put it away someplace different.
She ferreted it.
Yeah, she gets it.
I may or may not resemble that statement, but that's neither here nor there.
Richard says, Richard says, really impressed with the DeWalt 20-volt line, lawn care tools, lawnmower, pole trimmer, weed eater, all battery powered. I've never tried any of their outdoor power equipment. Thank you for the input on that. We'll have to check into more of their stuff. Jose says it's 108 in Eagle Pass, Texas.
I'm really sorry.
You know what is not in Eagle Pass, Texas right now?
Livingston.
Me.
I feel like I should write that down. Like, do not ever go to Texas in the summer. I think I'm just going to write that down because that's good advice. Andrew Whitaker with a $5 super chat. It says, I am a small engine mechanic and my shop is mostly Harbor Freight. Good for the price. Love your channel. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Cover your ears if it's too loud. 3, 2, 1. Bing, 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 bing.
Mom, shouldn't you say cover your ears? This is gonna be loud. Not if it's loud.
Okay. I really love the commentary from the couch.
Oh, yeah. Antonio says flexible miter saw, and basically what he got is normally over $1,000. $600 is a killer deal. It is. And everyone knows I'm not usually a big fan of the DeWalt stuff, but I like the FlexVolt line and the FlexVolt tools, and all their high-end stuff is actually really good, and you can get it at that price. So you're doing good. MB says, any thoughts on the new Klein 11-in-1 magnetic screwdriver? I have not seen it. I heard that they had some new stuff. Sorry. I don't know. I go back and forth on the whole combo screwdriver thing. I have some that were sent to me I actually like and I use for miscellaneous stuff around the house. And I could see it though, like if you're like, especially like if you're a lineman, if you got to climb up somewhere or you're an electrician and you're up someplace difficult and you can't carry your whole kit with you. I could see doing that. Klein makes some excellent stuff. So,
Hey, Ryan Nirvana. I know I'm reading this out of order, but he says that couch comment section is amazing. Well, thank you. I kind of gave birth to them, so you know.
I know I'm dope.
we made them ourselves.
Yes, we're crafty like that.
Somebody once asked me about Duncan. They're like, is he adopted? I'm like, nope, made him myself. And she turned beet red. It's hilarious.
Yep.
C. Adam says, that's a very nice picture Eleanor drew. Did you hear that, El?
Thank
Got
you.
another compliment. Any recommendations on a decent plunge router? Bosch is always my default one for plunge routers these days, for serious routers. Used to be Porter Cable, but I don't know if Porter Cable knows what they want to be anymore. There's still a serious line of routers over there, but I don't know how long they're going to be doing that. Metabo, if you can luck out, if you go to, are you a member of the DenaTools Facebook group, deals and stuff? The Metabo HPT stuff, they've been clearing it out, and there have been some like 2.5 horsepower plunge routers going for, I want to say $17. It was something stupidly cheap. So it's definitely one of these, your mileage may vary based on your location and stuff like that. But Lowe's is clearing out a bunch of that stuff. Definitely go check out it. It's DenaTools. It's facebook.com/groups/DenaTools. Fred says, my sister and her family live in Phoenix, and she told me the story where wearing shorts, she got burned on the back of her legs. Yep. You know, even in northern Kentucky, I had a Jeep CJ7 with black vinyl seats. And in the summer, because I never put the top on in the summer, I just left the drain plugs out. If it rained, it rained. Who cares? And I'd get scalded by that thing all the time.
I went to my friend's pool party. We were underneath the canopy, but I still got second-degree sunburn. And it hurt like heck. Oh man, I drew another picture. Forgot about that.
That looks great, Ellie.
Is it the same one?
No, it's a different one.
Oh.
It looks great.
Any suggestions on a cheap corded grinder to clean up old tools? Yeah, the Harbor Freight one, the Chicago Electric, they put on sale for $10. Just beware if you're using it. Hold on. Thought I was going to sneeze there. If you're using it and it starts getting warm in your hand, let it take your coffee break, okay? I get a lot of people who complain, like, first time I used that, it burned up. I'm like, you probably ran it for 20 minutes straight, didn't you? Well, it should take it. It's a $10 grinder.
Who am I supposed supposed to send the golden bear or the golden ram to? Because I cannot draw I cannot draw a ram, but I can draw a bear. But I don't know if I have golden. So would you like a different color?
Rodney.
It's Rodney.
Rodney. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a stuffed animal named Rodney. That's cool.
Frank says, okay, yeah.
Do you want something else, or do you still want me to?
I don't think he's here right now.
But we can send him a message, Elle. It's okay. Just draw the bear, and then we'll figure out what to color in.
Frank says, I've been looking at used table saws and nobody takes care of them. Yeah, well, that's usually the case. Is the ones that people take care of is because they're using them, so they don't usually sell them. And but a lot of times it's just surface rust, basic fixes, adjustments, that kind of thing. Problem is that people want freaking gold for them. Ethan says, thank you, no worries. And Antonio says, for working on vehicles, buy cheap and decent tools. Use those tools to make some money and buy more expensive tools if you're doing it for money, and Harbor Freight and Cobalt for hand. There you go. Exactly. I've always been the type of person who believes if you're doing it for work, if you're doing it for a business, make the business pay for itself. Put as little into it as you can and have it justify the expense down the road. Novus Nick says, missed y'all last week. I was so sad about it. Great to see you guys. Fred Hill says, sorry, burned by the seatbelt. Ooh.
Yep.
Mohawk says, I like the Cubs in the background and contributing a bit. For what it's worth, my Cubs are grown and gone. Feels like family. Oh, we do. They go in spats. Sometimes they like to be part of the show. Sometimes they don't. They have their moments. Duncan, of course, now since he's a teenager and he's going to be 14 next week, he's much too cool to be on the show.
That's right.
Just going based on your actions, they speak louder than words.
My actions? What are you talking about?
Yep. Barbecue 76 with a $2 super chat says, I want a picture drawn for me.
Okay. What would you like?
Any special request?
Yes. So Barbecue 76 is going to send us an email with your request.
He probably wants a picture of a tri-tip.
I have no idea what a tri-tip is, so sorry.
Yes, you do. You've eaten it, but that's okay.
Antonio clarified, for hand tools, Cobalt, good power tools also, so I ran out of room for letters. Yep.
We've all been there.
And shop vac those Hornets. That's not a half bad idea.
Somebody else mentioned that like their parents did that or something when they were.
But then don't you have to let them out at some point? They're going to be angry. I don't think they're going to find that humorous at all.
Yeah, probably not.
We'll just keep it in.
Barbecue 76 says, you just made some people very happy. Being a family show, I can't tell you what happened to the sources that didn't come through.
Nice. Nice.
And Simon says, when I was a child, bees got in our house. My parents got rid of them by sucking them into a vacuum cleaner. I've done that before. We used to have on a job site, I still remember a job site I worked on, one of the first ones. Somebody had tried to rehab the house before us, and we had huge bumblebees, the big fat, like, what do you call it, like 747 size, just slow.
Bumblebees aren't
And they're not, but when you start ripping out their homes, they get a little PO'd at you about it. And I can remember taking pieces of wood and just lobbing them like tennis balls out the front of the house. Let's see here. Michael says, Mrs. Bear, excuse me. Mm-hmm. Side effect of working in a war zone. Either you get a sense of humor or an ulcer. Guess which one I got. Gallows humor is still humor. Good to the last drop.
I totally agree. I have a similar philosophy to health stuff. Like I have had a lot of health stuff with Crohn's and a lot of things that people find gross or inappropriate. You just gotta laugh at it. Otherwise you're gonna cry and laughing is much more fun.
Well, it was, but that sense of humor thing though, because I was never in the military. I'm an Army brat. I was born in
He's just
Army
a brat.
base.
Don't even let
Just
the
a
Army
brat.
thing.
And I grew up around a lot of military people. I've always worked with people who were in the military. And when I got into firearms, I trained with, I've got to take the upper tier classes so I can train people for the basic stuff. And that's all military folk that I'm taking those classes with. So I developed, one of those kind of sense of humor as well. When you're with people, it rubs off. It's been something for her that she's still trying to deal with. And on top of it, of course, Duncan, who's desperate to be in the military, his brother, who's active, or not brother, uncle, who's active duty Marine, my brother.
I was about to say we have more children that I'm unaware of.
And, we make jokes and stuff all the time. And she just sits there and looks at us like, you guys are insane.
Yep.
Wilhawk says just try a shop vac on the Hornets. Javier says, any news on when Harbor Freight will start throwing stuff away again? Tool disposal notices. Oh, I don't know. I gave them quite a ribbing the last time they did that. I just really laid into their marketing department. And they may have gotten the idea that we're kind of done with that by now. Antonio says you can write 700 paragraph in the comment section of a video, but only have like 200 letters for live streams.
I cannot tell you how many times I've been like trying to write a message, and I'm like, "What is wrong with?" Oh, there's a limit.
Here. I gotta go blow my nose. I'll be right back.
Yep.
Watch out, dog.
She is like super not into moving tonight. She's like, I'm just tired. Wahawk says Duncan will participate, or we shall speak of nothing but Dune. Wahahaha. Wahawk says use the shop vac for the Hornets, followed by sucking in a fogger type of bug spray. Should calm their anger.
Or you could vacuum them in, close off the endings, and throw in some like tear gas and then kill them.
I think that if we put tear gas in our shop vac, we're all going to be having a bad day. I'm just saying. Minor details. Insulum says, humor on the health stuff. A friend years ago taught me that it's okay to laugh at yourself. Yes. Jeff is really good at laughing at himself. I am pretty terrible at it, but I'm working on it. I'm actually talking. Hang on.
Wow.
But yeah, laughing at the health stuff, it does seem inappropriate sometimes, but my thought is if it's my health stuff, no one can get really mad. They're like, you are so sick, you're in the hospital, and that was a really inappropriate joke, but considering you're talking about yourself. Zafiel says, if you use your MIG welder around glass, protect the glass. I was stupid and thought the splatter would just skip off. Actually, it blows little holes in the glass. Well then, that's good to know.
We got some. For Rodney, if you ever watch this, your bear thing is gonna be farm thing because like I thought that'd be cute.
For Rodney? Uh-huh. Okay, that's cool.
No, I'm sitting here.
I was told to take it.
Yeah, and then
Ryan Nirvana says the bear has gotten younger. That's right. Wahawk says, put a screen on the shop vac exhaust so they can't escape. Hey guys, if you guys are going to decide to have an argument, you guys need to go have it outside.
Yeah, let's go have it outside now.
Oh, you're hold some hands, bro.
It looks like the Michael says, this is one of the main differences between males and females. Females tend to be more sane and sensible. My sister claims I'm testosterone poisoned. Tina is most likely right.
Isn't testosterone supposed to deepen your voice?
Testosterone is a hormone that does a lot of things, but one of the things it does is it can deepen somebody's voice. That's right.
Turtles.
Okay, you and the turtles. Trolling for Dollars says, Eleanor.
Hello.
Fred Hill says, Mrs. Bear, it's hard when you have UC. People don't understand when you're sick and can't see what's wrong with you. I can't stand living in the bathroom. I'm dealing with breathing issues. I am super sorry, Fred.
Ricky is my new friend then, I guess. Hi, Ricky. Hello, friend.
Oh, that's really sweet, Ricky. You, of course, are already friends with Eleanor, even though you guys only see each other
You want
through
me
the
to draw
screen.
you some pictures? I'll draw you some pictures.
He is 3,
I know.
so I would
And
say
he's
we might want to laminate it so that it's a little more durable. But going back to Fred Hill, it is. I have been really, really lucky that I'm not super modest. And so my Crohn's issues, although they can be kind of a pain in the butt, that's right in the microphone.
Hope you all enjoyed some ASMR right there.
Literally a pain in the butt. I have some really awesome friends and family that you are changing things on the screen. You cannot draw right there. Sorry, honey.
I was trying
Go
to write something.
back
Hang
to
on.
the thing. So, hey, honey. Elle changed something on the screen.
Eleanor.
I didn't mean to. Also, you have to do it.
Okay.
Look at that. I saved it. I just saved it. I accidentally pressed the window button and I just had the window pop up and I'm like, Mom, she changed something.
Anyways, I've been super blessed to have really great friends who are super understanding, and they just kind of think it's hilarious along with me, and they recognize that I'm probably going to spend more time than the average person in the bathroom sometimes, and that's okay. I'm really sorry that you're having breathing issues, and I hope that you start to feel better soon. Wahak says, my oldest has birth defects. We used humor as our coping skills. It shuts down bullies pretty quick when you crack the joke first. Sometimes it's either a laugh or a cry. And that is so true. I had quite a number of people, try to say things when I was growing up, not usually about Crohn's.
Sorry about that.
But, if you either say, yeah, or you make the first comment about it, it does really, truly diffuse the situation. So, Wahak, that is awesome. I hope that your oldest just feels like they can run with it and are not, I don't want to say not affected, but I think my biggest thing that I try to teach the kids is people that bully other people or people that are unkind to them, it's a them thing. It's something going on inside of them that really doesn't have anything to do with the person that they're picking on.
No, it's always about them and their insecurities.
Yeah, and the person that they absolutely hate the most is themselves because they're trying to make other people feel bad.
It's actually really sad.
It is very sad. That's right.
I'm watching you deal with my sense of humor because I'm always the person who deals with everything with a joke or whatnot. When I ended up in the hospital, I would like, come here. I need to tell you something. She leaned over. I'm like, you look really hot in that robe. Yeah. She just like, was a month or two ago when I hurt my back really bad. Mm-hmm. I was cracking jokes with her the whole time. She's like, well, at least I know you're still my husband.
Yep.
She's like, I hate you.
Totally inappropriate humor, and I know that one's mine.
That's the best time.
Yep. The pod people have not come to get you. Antonia says she's being a stinker, and Jesse, LOL. That's accurate.
No, that was me.
No.
Well, I thought about
Talking
something
about
else.
Eleanor.
Oh, yes.
Oh, Ricky makes an audible sitting down grunt as he watched Jeff sit down. That's really cute.
What was that?
Like, like when you're sitting down, sometimes you make like an oomph kind of sound. So Ricky made that sound when he saw that you were sitting down. That's because you watch us very closely. Good job, Ricky.
Wohawk says that he's an Eagle Scout if that inspires your artistic side, and also loves Native American culture. Me too. Any particular flavor?
I don't know what an Eagle Scout is. Am I supposed to draw an eagle that is a scout?
An Eagle
an
Scout
Eagle
is
Scout
the
and
top
Cub
tier for
Scouts.
Boy Scouts. And, for scouting now.
Scouts of America.
Like when we did the scouting for food, L, and there was the much older scout that came. That was an Eagle Scout.
Yeah, I remember him saying something about that.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as Native American, my favorite Native, I love is it the Haida Indians? Haida, Hida, Northwest. I love the art. I'm a huge fan of their work. And that sounded really kind of smug, didn't it? Huge fan of their work. Let's see. If you use a shop vac filter, you don't need a screen on the exhaust. Just plug.
Yep.
Let's see here. Dun, dun, dun. Hold on, I'm trying to catch up here.
Wahak. Well, I guess Wahak was talking to Insulin, but
Where'd I go? What, Justin Dow's here?
Yes.
Justin! How goes it, man? Elle says
Hey,
hi.
Jay is here.
And J.R. Bello. Woo!
Jay says that Jake is in special education and he used to get bullied until I showed him boxing.
Yeah, nothing like a straight right cross to shut somebody up. That works too.
Yep. Sadly, that's frowned upon. But my thought is, if you bring up the issue and it's not addressed, you have to address it. And I have a friend who is older. She's probably in her late 60s now. And she was getting picked on every single day. And her mother passed away when she was young. And so she was being raised by her father, who was in the military. And he did teach her to box. So he sat across the street in a bar and watched her walk to school. And this kid picked on her. And he had told her the next time the kid does it, you deck him. And she laid him out in a snowbank. And her dad comes marching out. And he's like, don't mess with my daughter again. And he didn't.
Yep. Yep, Duncan, we got called to the principal's office for him hitting another student one time. Turns out the other student had hit him first. And I sat there with the teacher and stuff, and Duncan thought I was going to murder him. I'm like, he was standing up for himself. You need to, take this whole idea of we're going to punish both students is not cool with me. That kind of mentality does not fly. And, he will not get punished. I had to talk with him about, how to deal with this and stuff. But I said, if it happens again, I will fully expect him to defend himself, in the same manner. And I've told all the kids that, you don't start a fight, but I will never have an issue with you finishing it.
Yeah.
I moved around a lot as a kid, and I got picked on a lot, which was really stupid because I was always one of the biggest kids in the school. I played football, I played hockey, I wrestled. What kind of moron picks a fight with somebody like that? I never did understand that.
Yeah.
Well, they learned quickly enough. And $24 mentions that it's a time to adopt a mod. Do you want to do it this time? Guess not. Where you can adopt your very own mod. Choose from our fine selection of moderators right here. Toolhead's in the house. Hey, Toolhead, how goes it? We got our Arizona crew here. We got Toolhead, Antonio. We got lots of... Anybody with a blue wrench, Justin Dow, Wohawk, DR Falcon. Are you in the chat?
I will be.
He's like, I will be. So any of our moderators, we like to support the creator community as a whole. And most of our moderators, they do this work for free. They come here, they keep the chat family friendly. They help us, keep on track, remind us of things we're supposed to talk about, remind us to do the Adopt a Mod program. And they're just generally fantastic people. And most of them are creators in their own right. So we ask that you share the love and go over and check out their channel as well. Maybe give them a thumbs up, leave a comment. Those are two of the best ways. Leaving a thumbs up, leave a comment. Actually, it should be. The best way is sharing a video. Then it's leaving a comment, and then it's giving it a thumbs up. Those are the three first things you can do to help somebody else out. And who knows, maybe you'll find content that you really enjoy. I also want to say a big thank you to everyone who supports us with the super chats. You guys are fantastic, and we are touched every time you do it. Especially those of you who remember the old rule about the uneven numbers. Love tormenting the obsessive compulsive in my life, who are hold on,
wait,
hold your little horses,
wait.
Tiny Shetlands, hold them. And also want to say a big thank you to everyone who with the bear behind their name. Those people with the bear behind their names, they're members, part of the YouTube member thing. It's like Patreon. And they support the channel every month. If you're interested in that, there's a link down below. Now, hold on. Miss Eleanor would like to speak.
Two things.
Hold on. Have a microphone.
One, Ricky, I'll send this to you, but I drew you a picture, so I'm not really good.
Aww.
You were awesome.
And also, Duncan, you're not the favorite child. I'm the favorite child.
Oh my gosh. Bella is the favorite child.
No, I am. Obviously.
I would like to clear this up once and for all. Everyone, who is the favorite child?
Bella.
Bella, the four-legged one.
Yep.
Where are you, Bella? Hang on. Oh, she's on her bed.
Laying down. She's being mild and quaint. Toolhead, I am so sorry. That somebody asked about how people's doggies were doing after the fireworks, and one of Toolhead's doggies died of a heart attack last night from the fireworks.
What?
So I am so sorry. That is terrible. And actually, I recently saw somebody else, not in here, but somewhere else, that same thing happened to their dog last year. So I am so incredibly sorry. We are sending you big hugs, and I am super sorry. That makes me really sad. Oh, he
That's
says
really
he
sad.
tried everything to calm her down.
I'm really sorry about that.
Man. Sending you big hugs.
I'm gonna have to steal that pen.
Michael says, as far as the vacuum with the Bugs Project, leave about 4 inches of water in the vac with soap. A few YouTube guys get rid of the nest that way, usually in a bee suit. What I need is those self-mulching what do you call it? Leaf blowers, where you reverse it and pulls it through and it mulches it. That would be perfect. Mike G says, do you have any recommendations for a 1/4-inch drive torque wrench? I'm trying to think which one. I think I've got...
Hang on. I know that we have moderators that are taking care of this stuff, but the question mark person, you're banned. Goodbye. Towards the bottom. Question mark guy. Sorry to interrupt, honey.
Oh, yeah. There we go. Thank you, Dunk.
Thank you.
Yeah. We zero tolerance for that sort of thing. The...
Somebody wants you to autograph that picture.
Ricky?
Yeah,
Yes.
autograph your picture. Mm-hmm.
The 1/4-inch. I'll be honest. I know some people are super picky about all their ratchets and stuff. When it comes to a 1/4-inch, as long as it's small and it's fine tooth, because quite often you're dealing in some pretty tight areas, they don't, it's not like they take a lot of torque. They don't get a lot of abuse usually. I've got an Icon one, and I've got a, whatchamacallit? I think a Duralast, from AutoZone. And they're both great. It's not the kind of thing where I think you need to spend a lot of money on. I got the Icon one because why did I get the Icon one? I think I was bored. I was in the store. I'm like, oh, I'll buy one. So anyway, Justin now says, super excited. Just picked up my 38 today. I know your live totally sent you a picture to your cell. Had to show you. That is sweet, man. Which one did you get?
Well, you have
Oh, he
to look
sent me a
at your
picture to my
phone.
cell. Dang.
Yes, which we're not going to talk about.
I can't show it. We can talk
Okay.
about it.
Can you hold this for secret?
Daughter of Ross says, I was totally gone for 20 minutes. Come on, folks. And Justin Dow
Ooh.
said, sorry, got back from the backwoods. I had to water another tree or I would have handled it. Thank you guys. And again, you guys are amazing. It's nothing. You guys are awesome. I just was so infuriated in that moment. Anyways, I love you guys. Thanks.
Nice. 38 will handle the plus P. What is that? Has it got a built-in laser? No.
Toolhead, you are so welcome. He says, thanks, everyone. You are so
Maybe that's for the option. There's a nub on the handle that looks like it's built for a laser trigger on it. No hammer for CCW. Very nice. Nothing like a good wheel gun. All right, and we're back.
Steven says Antonio has a video about his garage remodel. I'm going to go check that out. So
Antonio did one too, because Justin did one.
super cool.
I'm jealous. I don't even have a garage right now, so.
James Anthony says, describe the picture, but you like charades. Blind Toolman says, I saw nothing. That's right. Oh, Jay says that his chihuahua tried to hide under the bed, but only half of her was under.
Oh.
Yeah. Jay, super glad to see you. Super glad to see everybody. I know last week I was just not feeling good. So we missed a lot of the Monday through Friday live streams. So I apologize. We're hoping to be on top of things.
Wohawk says his oldest Trevor's a very cool kid. Has no physical skills, no common sense, but is academic freaking genius. That's awesome. At least they're good at something, you know. You don't get to choose what you're good at usually, but you know, if you've got something, follow it, man. Go for it.
And you know, a lot of people that I know that are academically gifted are not typical in other areas. So it sounds like a genius.
Fred says it's so much fun being on the road and having to look for bathrooms. I'm usually in the hospital 1 year with a UC or in the ER. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that. I've often said that they need to come out with one of those cards that says you have to allow somebody, if you've got a bathroom in the restaurant or in this, what?
They do have one of those cards.
I thought they were talking about it. I didn't think they actually came out with them.
No, they do. If you contact Crohn's and Colitis Foundation of America, they will send you one.
Is it binding, legally speaking?
Not all states protect people, but
Yeah.
it's one of those things that you can either laminate it. What I have done is I just made copies, and I have thankfully not had to use it in quite a number of years, but I just like hand it to the person in the bathroom. Like, look, I got to jump. I got to be first in line. Sorry. And I've only ever really had an issue with a few places.
I just growl at people. It seems to work for me.
Yeah, I mean, my thought is, like, I totally understand if your restroom isn't open to the public, but if I'm not able to go, you're going to have to clean that mess up. And it's not going to be pretty. And I don't work here, so you can't make me do it.
I like it. Trillion for dollars comments that the mods that he has adopted have been fed and watered on a regular basis. That's very kind
That's
of you.
amazing. Frank
Frank says a belly punch is very effective. If done correctly, it can be quite effective. BS Small Engine says, I'm off to my shop and figured something to do later, everyone. Good for you. Nick says, have you ever heard of Toffel? It will hopefully be my next video. If I borrow the camera, saves the footage, rip sword view. Oh, no, I have not. I can't pronounce it, much less heard of it.
So it sounds like people need to go watch his video, though. So then we'll know how to pronounce it and what it is.
I like it. DR Falcon was proposing that he's very low mileage when it comes to care and maintenance.
That's right. Daughter of Ra has the best non-content on YouTube. I'm just saying.
Wahawk says, I've never really chose a tribe to favor. My 3 tattoos are all a mix of Scouting and Native American. The next one will be themed on the story of 2 wolves. The Barbecue 76 says, my kids have been told it's not okay to throw the first punch. It's perfectly fine to throw the last, and they will not be in trouble if it went the other way. Yep. And my kids can attest to that. Tool has... Oh, we read that one. Sorry. Jesse says Wahawk says you can't adopt a mod because you have the Rona.
How come that means I can adopt a mod?
Can't because you're contagious.
No, he says I can.
I think you meant can't.
Oh yeah. So I won't breathe on anyone, I promise.
Oh, Trolling for Dollar says I'm part of the overly hot Arizona family. I'm so sorry.
I am so sorry.
Antonio says my dad was 6'4" when he was 10, 280 pounds, and he's always defended the smaller kids being messed with, and it's sad how big people that shouldn't be bullied get messed with the most. Yeah, I've been 6'2" since I think it was probably the summer of after 6th grade. And
oh my gosh, your dad was 6'4" when he was 10?
That's insane.
Whoa. That is. And you know what? People, they always find some way to, you have red shoes, so I'm going to pick on you. And I'm like,
You have skills, so I'm gonna pick on you.
yep.
Fred says, hard to believe Sears has less than 300 stores, hasn't declared bankruptcy. JCPenney has declared bankruptcy. I can't keep up with all the Chapter 11s. It's insane.
Yeah.
Who else? Somebody else recently declared Chapter 11. Who was that we were talking about?
Shields?
No. There was somebody.
No,
Remington.
Remington.
I knew it
And
was in
speaking
there.
of American Indians, they might get bought by an American Indian tribe. That would be the height of irony for the company that made the guns that won the West to end up getting owned by an Indian tribe.
Yep.
That'd be great.
We are at 7:16, so we have about 15 minutes left.
Excuse me.
A number of people are saying that, yes, it is binding under the Americans with Disabilities Act. Blind Toolman says, as an ADA coordinator, it all comes out in the end. That is so true. So true. Sometimes sooner than later.
And Xylem says, I dislike fireworks. I will say this. I like fireworks from afar now. I like to sit back on my porch, watch them off in the distance.
Yeah.
Zaffiel says his dog didn't die of a heart attack, but he did manage to rip a hole in the garage door trying to get inside.
Oh.
Frank says, I thought I got the bear by my name because I was in trouble. The bear is watching me.
That's right, Frank.
He's
Is.
following you. Every time you turn around, there he is.
Yeah.
Oh wait, the moderators get theirs? So cool. Oh, the adopted moms.
Well, we'll talk.
Toolhead says, thank you, everyone. I'm really sorry that you went through that. That's terrible. Rye says, I give my pets friendly CBD oil before fireworks and every other event.
Yeah.
Keeps them calm and it's safe. And describe the picture like charades. Steve says, if you only had room for one, would you go with a table saw or a bandsaw? I would go with a bandsaw. No, I don't have to think about it. I've had both. And I can do almost everything I need to do on a table saw with a good straight edge and a circ saw, or I can use it with straight edge and a router, and I can do it a lot safer. Usually, I can do a lot of the other stuff that I would do on a table saw with a good sized bandsaw, and I can do a bunch of stuff on the bandsaw you couldn't possibly do with a table saw, at least not safely. Justin Dow says, yes, sir, built-in laser. Wohawk says, somehow my video feed got behind, so I saw you blocked before you caught the chat. Sorry. Oh, dude, don't worry about it. Jose says, I want to thank you for the service you provide to all of us, getting awesome super deals on our tools. Man, it's all about being part of the community. We're just blessed to have so many great and amazing viewers.
And with the Facebook page, you guys let us know about some amazing deals. So it totally goes both ways.
Not that I found any of those super cheap Cobalt cabinets the rest of you flaunted. It's terrible.
He's not bitter.
Not at all.
Nope. But yes, so glad that we can bring you awesome tool deals, and I am super thrilled when I see some amazing deal. Granted, I'm not thrilled enough that I'm gonna go try to find it most of the time.
I have to slow down when I read. I read in Silems. Said, I did a garage rewire, fixed tons of code violations, and added some more outlets. But when I read it, it was, I did a garage rewire with a bunch of code violations. I'm like, wow, proud of your work. I got to slow down. Michael says, as for the pets last night, the pugs tend to be a little deaf, so they just went on as normal. The bangs and pops had no effect. Real sorry to hear about the loss. Luckily, they weren't, the stuff around here wasn't too loud. The stuff near us wasn't too loud and didn't really bother the Labrador. She did not want to come out on the back deck with us.
She went to mommy's room.
Yeah, but she went and hung out. She gets in the bed. She's like, okay, I'm good here.
I'm in my safe place. And then you come in and she's like, oh, I have to get out.
No, then you come in, she snuggles up with you. Then I come in and she growls at me.
Well, because you...
I make her move.
Yeah, we can like ride the dog, play with her ears, do a lot of things, and then when Dad walks in her, we growl.
Throttle Power says, enjoyed hanging out during the 4th of July show. You guys rock. Thank you, sir. Jay says, my dad is here and Jake. Oh, his dad, too. That's really cool. PT says, first and only wheel gun was an SA Interarms Virginian 838, which I love to use. You know, the one I honestly regret selling the most is I had a old 38. It was a service sidearm that had gotten traded in, and it was, but actually, I take it back. It was one of the training ones because the actual sidearms they carried were 357, and this was one they used for training because they would run lower, less expensive ammo through it. It was a great gun, but we sold it all when we moved from out of California because I wanted to leave them in California so other people could have them.
Yeah. Ed, the old tech guy with a $2 super chat, he says, "Okay, I will get this party started. This party started. Ding, 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 ding."
Wave your hands like you just don't care.
3, 2, 1. Bing, 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 bing.
We got.
He just said, "Where's my dings?"
We got DJ mixed up a lot.
Yeah, that's me. That's me. I don't even know what's going on.
Michael says that's for the pets last night. Oh wait, I just read that. See, I'm mixed up too. Let's see here. Where was I? We read that one. I'm trying to catch up here. I know I'm behind here. Michael says you might be amused about this. Picked up a pop rivet driver for the impact driver, $30 or $40 on Amazon. Did some damage with a standard rivet tool, too wide a span. I'm actually planning to do a video on all those little adapter things like that. Ed the Old Tech Guy asks how everyone is doing. And Edgar says, when is the next set of promotions for Lowe's in HD? I think it's probably in the next week or two. I know that they were setting stuff out for Milwaukee on pallets because they're going to be doing like a Milwaukee Days kind of thing.
Justin Dow with the $10 super chat says, "Cheers."
Just now, brother man.
Hey, I love it when you're here. 3, 2, 1. Bing, 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 bing. I feel like I should really go to like classes. Like in San Francisco, there's the cable car guy or lady.
Oh, they're
that does
great with those
the
things.
bell ringing thing, and I feel like I should perhaps look into that. So I'm gonna see what I can do. Thank
Steven
you so much
asks,
for
what
the
would
super
happen
chat.
if Dada Raw uploads a video?
We'll all be super excited.
Yeah, I think we'll all get sucked into a space-time continuum loop.
Wahawk, I like big dings and I cannot lie. I hear ya. Me too.
What was this?
Wahawk says I
No,
like.
Fred says, Mrs. Bear, my doctor told me Crohn's is linked to Jews, so I guess Israel. I saw on YouTube that this is the only person in the world. She was born with most of her brain missing.
I think you're talking about like there is a connection with like Ashkenazi Jews and Crohn's, but I could be totally
I
wrong.
do something, and I normally don't do this, but I dyed her hair.
That's cool. Good job,
Very
Ellie.
cute, Al.
We gotta finish
not
because it's
happy
the
with
last
it.
couple minutes, okay?
Fred Hill says he has 25 merit badges.
Awesome.
I used to have 25 warrants. They're all for parking. Paul's tool review says, I believe Nordstrom declared bankruptcy too. I am not surprised in the least bit about that one. And Salem says, good night, y'all. Blind Tool Man says, have a great night. Thanks for the laughs. Don't sell Jeff. Just donate him. And so wait, we're all going tonight, right? To do the pickup? Or are you staying here?
I'm staying here.
Oh, well then I should probably remove this part. It says only till 7:30.
No, I'm not continuing because I'm not feeling.
I'll continue for y'all.
Yeah, we can continue.
The cubs.
You're coming with.
Yep.
Yeah.
We talked about this.
Dogs in laundry room, so good time to wash. And room is in center of house, so they don't seem to notice.
What was that?
Gary says dogs in laundry room, so good time to do wash. And room is in center of the house, so they didn't seem to notice the fireworks. Maybe that's what you mean.
Gary says, good thing we have a bathroom in the truck for as many times as we've had food poisoning. Being on the road, I can see that being an issue. And Fred says, I don't know martial arts, but I do know Smith & Wesson.
Nice.
And Trolling for Dollars says, what are the boys into? I know Elle's into art.
They're both military.
Yeah, they're both really super hyped on military stuff. Duncan is in a Civil Air Patrol. And they want to get into airsoft. But there's not like a place to do airsoft right now. The oldest is very crafty. He likes to make things. Last year they made using What was
that?
that?
Was weird. I was trying to take this out so I could use
Oh.
it, and then like this part.
He made foam armor for the two boys so they could battle each other using the foam floor pads from Harbor Freight. And Red Oak says, "Can I run an air impact wrench rated at 260 foot-pounds, 90 psi on a 6-gallon pancake compressor?" My guess is maybe. It depends on the motor that's on the compressor and what its CFM is, or SCFM, and because saying that's rated at 260 foot-pound at 90 psi, the 90 psi is only part of it. You need to know what its CFM rating is. And Barbecue 76 says, "I brought my dogs in because they were freaking out last night, but they only wanted out, so I ended up sleeping outside in the backyard."
Oh, you're such a good
That's a good dog dad there.
Dad.
And Jehu says, "What up with the dings?"
Yeah.
You know what? We started doing the whole ding thing for tips because I used to bartend. And so every place I bartended back in the day, we always had a bell that we were on when we got tips. So when I started doing this, people started giving me, give me that.
I forgot to give this to Scorpion Sunday when he came at one time.
Oh.
Shadow's Edge.
Shadow's Edge, yeah.
Yep.
No.
Scorpion Sunday.
Scorpion Sunday. It's a picture of a scorpion.
And a Sunday.
Oh. I'm confused.
He means when he was in the chat.
Ah, okay.
No, because I did this a while ago.
We'll talk later.
Yes. And so anyway, it was just something when people started donating that there was a bell. There was a little tiny cowbell near my desk from something else. So I picked it up and I started using it, and it's just kind of stuck around.
Yeah,
And then the missus started joining me, and she's my favorite dingling.
That's right.
Ed the Otech guy says, "Those dings had Dada Raw all over them." Mohawk says, "I like Bing dings and cannot lie."
Yep.
Michael says, "Okay, we'll send you a link and any photography I can get of the unit in service." Excellent. James says, "No, what you should do is switch back over to the cowbell. We were supposed to do the cowbell here when we were in Montana, but somebody likes the bell better." She's the wife. It's her finger on the trigger. And we talked about that. Cubs version of SNTTL. What is that? What's a good 9mm start? That's a good question. As far as if you're looking like just for target stuff like that, any of the basic polymers. I'm not a huge fan of Glock for several reasons. A, I think they're overpriced. B, the grip angle is different from almost everything else. XD makes a decent one. Smith & Wesson makes a decent one. There's even some great off-brand kind of stuff. Let's see here. Ruger's now has a decent 9mm. It's taken them a while to figure it out, but they did it. Who else? I'm a huge fan of FN, and they're not cheap, but I'm a huge fan of the FN9. Justin Dow says, "Can I get some cowbell?
Of course you can.
I got a fever, and the only cure is more cowbell."
Okay, can I just say that I really want like a stick sometimes? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Justin Dow, this is for you. I'm pretty sure that our neighbors think that we're totally insane.
Oh, they would be entirely right.
I just realized our window's open, so yeah. They were singing Kumbaya for real earlier today in their backyard.
Jehu says, the ding is on fire. We don't need no water. Let the frickin'
burn.
bell warn. Justice Grace, I hope you guys are on tomorrow morning because you're one of the main reasons I get up early and watch the awesome channel. Thank you so much. He's talking about the Bear's Den, our other channel. We do morning stuff, but because of her she's not feeling well, we've not been on this past week. James says, "I know karate. It's 6 other Japanese words." I always love that joke. Antonio says, "Stan, you're the man. You have to type the words also at the Den of Tools." Sorry if I missed your comments. Jay says, "Me and Jake have Nerf fights. We've done some epic Nerf battles."
Those are awesome.
We've had ones where the kids run vanilla. We have a vanilla defense.
Stan the Man says the new 2.9. 2.9. What am I missing? The rest of that comment. The DeWalt 2.0 Tough System Toolbox at Home Depot. I've said a lot about those. They're really hardcore. I was looking at one this past weekend. They also have it at Murdoch's local farm and feed store here. It's a great setup. It's not cheap, but it's for professional use. I think if you don't need like hardcore professional use, I would go with the T-Lock system. Fred says my friend lost his dog about 6 months ago. They came home and he was dead. The vet said probably heart attack. Oh, that's sad. Especially that he went with nobody else there. Most large 33-gallon compressors struggle to run 250 foot-pound impact wrench. 6 gallons will not run it at all, Antonio says. Stan the Man says that's the new DeWalt 2.0 Tough System at Home Depot. Mohawk says, I like my M&P Shield. I have the 9mm. Steven says, just now seems to have a fever indeed. Justin says, thanks to Bears. As Mohawk says, we didn't start the fire. We didn't start the fire. I can't sing. And Red Oaks Mower says, will the McGraw 20-gallon work the impact wrench? No. It does. It has probably less CFM than the old Chicago pneumatic. You might get some short bursts out of it, but you're not going to get... Sometimes you can try and make up with PSI for CFM, but it's only for quick, this stuff. Di says, it's time to sign off. Hope Jesse feels better tomorrow. And Donna Ross says, yep, for someone to make a road trip. And Just Now says, would you ever buy a red cinematic camera with a $2 super chat?
3, 2, 1. Ding, 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 ding.
Justin, the red camera is fantastic. But for YouTube, it is straight up overkill. I used to do some amateur movie making, and I've wanted one of the red cameras or even the Black Magic cameras. There's some fabulous cameras out there, but I make do with some of the most basic cameras. My most advanced camera, and I was that guy in high school who was, besides being on the football team, the wrestling team, and hockey team, I was also the chief photographer for the yearbook in the newspaper. I'm a photography nerd, and I just learned early on it's way overkill for YouTube. If you want to do it for you, they're great. They're fabulous cameras. But anyway, Backwards Mechanic says, great live stream. Got to get the kids in bed, and we got to get going. Yep. I got to hit the road. She's not feeling great. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. Until next time, you all take care. God bless. And as always, shine on.